Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio, this pre-match show. Join myself, Ox, here on the show. It's the one and only Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy Bear.
Evening, Ox. Are we well?
How are we doing? And I believe we've got tonight's team.
And the team is, for the night, McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Massey, Barisic, Kamara, Davis and Aribo, Hadji, Kent and Morelos. Substitutes, McLaughlin, Patterson, Lundstrom, Arfield, Wright, Fashion Junior and Roof.
All right, I think a lot of people were close to the team. I didn't think there'd be many changes. So the front three is the same. Davis comes back in for Scotty Arfield, and the back five, if you like, is the same. Yeah, Rudy Bear?
Aye, it certainly is, and I think you predicted Davis would come back in, Ox, and you were right. Yeah, it's nice to see Roof back on the bench. Wee bit of extra firepower up front if needed. Arfield back on the bench. I thought Arfield played really well on Sunday, but yeah, Arfield back on the bench again. So it's a good, strong team, Ox, and a good bench as well, I think.
No, I agree with that.
Fox, Bridgman.
I think it's a really good team, to be honest. I think we need to look forward now from the last time when they beat us, which I was utterly disgusted with. But that team, I watched them the last twice, and that big Barisic is playing really well. He's doing very well. He's a really good player, and looks apart all over the park when he's there.
You mean Bassey?
Bassey, sorry. What did I say? Barisic, sorry.
Aye.
Bassey. No, a really good player. And Barisic is going to have to watch out. Or Balogun as well.
Aye. He's
no,
in
really
position. He's in position.
Fire.
All right.
Get Kent on fire for us tonight.
All right. You're going quiet on us there, Bridge.
Sorry, pal. Sorry.
Right, okay. I think Rudy Bear, we'll get the phone lines open and we'll have a wee discussion, all right?
Good idea, mate. Good idea.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, I see that as a 4-2-3-1. Mr. Fox might see it different. He usually does. I don't know what you two are thinking. Bridgman.
Yeah, you could definitely make that up, couldn't you? You could see that. You could see a 4-3-3 in it as well, to be honest. I do think it looks a good team. And obviously the way they're going to play must follow on from what they've done in Europe and against Livingston. We've got to follow on for that. They were very, very, very positive. Can't stop and look back too far. We have to, if we're feeling comfortable, the players that is, they've got to play to this whatever plan it is. It's in there.
Yep. How do you see it, Rudy?
Aye, I see it that way too. Yeah, you've got Kamara and Davis, who's the sitting midfielders, so will be no doubt in front of the back four when required, when we've not got the ball. You've got Aribo. I like Aribo playing at that further up the pitch position in the midfield, Docs. I think he's really good. You saw that goal at the weekend. It was fantastic. And he could have had 2 or 3 as well, couldn't he, on last Thursday night. But aye, yeah, it looks like a 4-2-3-1 to me as well, Ox.
Aye, Davis and Kamara, big jobs today for us. 2 changes for the cup side, Rudy. Obviously, Hadji starts, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think he did. And then, obviously, Bassey's come in for Balogun.
Yeah. Yeah, he, in the cup game, Balogun took an absolute roasting, didn't he? He had such a poor game, but then maybe you could say that for most of the team as far as the semi-final went. But Big Bassey's done so well since he's come in. I thought it was excellent on the night against Sparta. And at the weekend, I thought he played really well too. All right, yeah, maybe the goal, you could say he should have been a wee bit more aware of what was happening round about him. But he's a young player, isn't he? So you're going to get the occasional blip from him. But he's done really well. And I think you just said a minute or two ago there, the jersey's his at the moment, isn't it, Ox?
But the big jersey's his, Bridgman.
Big jersey, aye.
yeah, I think.
Can you fit some? Do you think you'll be able to fit it into your wife's wardrobe, Bridge?
I think the lads, I've seen him doing very well in his last couple of games playing at left back, and I thought that Barisic was lucky to get back in there. However, what happened to Balogun's probably been good for Barisic as well, because I think the big lads started to come on and hit a wee bit for him, right at the right time. And as Rudy says, we're not stupid. He's only, 22 or something like that?
21.
21. He's only 21. So there's mistakes all over it, you know. I watched him a couple of times. He ended up wandering out over to the wing, doing well while he was there, of course, but you can't do that. You can't walk away from your position. So sooner or later he's going to realise all that. He's smashing me players. Smashing player.
Well, sometimes you can walk away from your position. You done it at Rotsdrift.
That's an old one, I would say. It's an old one. Rotsdrift. I'll tell you what I've noticed about Bassey Ox. I don't know if you've noticed it or not. He does a lot of talking to Barisic. So I noticed that at the weekend. He was out there helping Barisic a lot, you know, and he was pointing stuff out to him and all that, you know. So I don't think he seems a quiet big guy when you see him being interviewed, but I think he's quite vocal on the park.
I think he's full of carry on, full of confidence and full of chat. Yeah. Plays the game like that, yeah.
Yeah, he just wants to play football. His enthusiasm's brilliant, so it is. But I think playing beside Goldson, you probably see a better Bassey than we did the night in Sparta when he was partner in Balogun, you know.
Interesting. Interesting. A 4-2-3-1. Big game. I'll be honest with you, Bridgeman. I'd take a Bridgeman.
I would agree with that. I think that it's a huge game. Biggest game of the season. And I say it all the time, don't I? But it is. It's a massive game. And we've only ourselves to blame for a week and a half ago and putting out a shambolic performance. We can't afford anything like that again, particularly against that team. And we just need to watch it. Their top man isn't playing, the boy that scored the hat-trick against us. So he's not playing. So then we need to go and do it and show them that this is a Glasgow Rangers just speaking about. Let's go out there and do them. Just do
them. Just checking that out, Bridge.
I think he is.
I think he is, Bridge.
I think he is playing Bridgeman, aye.
Oh, that's right. No, it's the other boys. Goodness, what's his name? Deutsch or something like that. Deutsch.
Aye. Christian Deutsch.
I apologise, guys.
Yeah, listen, mate, if you're going to come on here, at least do your Goes for everybody, Rudy, doesn't it? Goes for everybody.
That one.
You're in a good club, Bridgeman. Don't worry about it. I'm the same.
I can just hear her shouting at me. You got your team rang again.
Aye, so Bridgeman, people join us. Give us a team.
The team is McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, and Bassey. Barisic. Kamara, Davis and Aribo, Hadji, Kent and Morelos. Substitutes McLaughlin, Patterson, Lindstrom, Arfield, Wright, Fashion Jr. and Roof.
Arguably a strong bench for us, Rudy. Yeah?
I definitely think so, yeah. You got Fashion, Roof, Wright and Arfield to the attacking players. Young Patterson's on the bench. Lundstrom, if he's needed in a holding role in the midfield later on in the game, depending on what's happening. Yeah, strong bench and strong first 11. The only thing, do you know the only change I would possibly make to that starting 11, Ox? See, instead of playing Hadji, I'd have put Fashion Jr. in there, I think.
I can't believe you said that.
You know, just for the sake of having Kent on one side and Fashion on the other side, two players with a bit of pace. You know, you got Alfredo in the middle, obviously centre forward, but having a bit of pace in either wing, because Hadji's not got any pace. He's got a great football in mind, you know, and he's a really talented boy. But I'd just like to see their because they normally play with three at the back, don't they? I'd just like to see them struggle, you know, coming up against players with a bit of pace. But let's hope Hadji has a good game, though, you know.
I think the Van Bronckhorst actually likes Hadji. I think he does. So, and I think you're going to see him regular because he's looking for that. He's got a wee bit in him, isn't he? Sometimes he can. He's a lovely player sometimes, but obviously we know about his bad times. You know, when he gets it right, he gets it right. He's really good, and I think that's what he's banking on, getting it right.
Listen, mate, I don't want to turn this into Hadji, but the main manager started him in the last 2 games, 3 games, in fact. He started in the European tie, so he might see something that some of us experts miss, you know, Rudy.
Experts?
Well, he's obviously seen him in training every day, Ox, so what he sees, he's impressed with, and it's probably not just Gio, it's obviously the coaching staff as well, So all the Dutch coaching staff are looking at him, they think he's a player, he started him, that's 3 games now they've started him, so they obviously, they obviously like him. He wouldn't be starting, he'd be on the bench if that was the case, if they preferred another player. And like we've discussed him often enough, Ox, we all know he's got talent. We know he's got talent. That isn't his problem. I sometimes just think he lacks that wee bit of pace, Ox. That's all it is. I think he's a really good player, and hopefully he has a good game tonight. A couple of assists, a goal even tonight, hopefully.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. Right, okay. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, people join us all the time. Bridgeman, can you read out today's team? All right, Rudy Bear, off you go, mate.
Okay, McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Bassey and Barisic. Kamara, Davis and Aribo, Hadji, Kent and Morelos. Subs bench, McLaughlin, Patterson, Lundstrom, Arfield, Wright, Fashion Jr. and Roof.
Roof.
Aye, Roof back in. Obviously picked up an injury. International missed, what's that? That's 3 games he's missed now.
Aye. Yeah.
People have always questioned his injury record. I think he's been unlucky in the past. When I've looked at it, we dissected it one night. I think it was all different injuries. I don't know if international football is going to be great for him, Rudy.
I'd much rather see him no play international football, because it's hard enough for us to keep him fit as a club, when he's playing for us. So to be going away, travelling to the other side of the world and playing international football, but it's obviously every player wants to play international football. He's a really good option to bring off the bench. Don't know how fit he is, Ox, but he's another player with talent. If you give him a bit of service into that box, I think he's a really intelligent player. He always finds a wee bit of space in the box and manages to get on the ball. 9 times out of 10 he'll get you a goal. So. If needed tonight, yeah, certainly. I'm pleased he's back on the bench. It'd be nice to get him off the bench and possibly get a goal tonight as well.
Arguably, Bridgeman, the best finisher at the club.
Yeah, indeed, pal. You're needing something like that. You're needing your best finishers on the pitch, and let's go and do it. Let's find them. Let them make sure the midfield get the best strikers, the best passers of the ball, the best headers of the ball. Find them, because sometimes we just haven't found them at all. It's just some dreadful passing, dreadful crosses, and what chances the strikers got if they're not getting up in the service. So they need the service. And if you know yourself, when you were younger, you were playing a wee bit, you knew who was the better player in the team.
You gave them the ball, didn't you?
I've got to say, you've got to feed them.
That was what happened at Rangers Radio 5-a-side. You and Fox kept getting me the ball. Because you knew.
What a lie that is.
He's new. But you're right. Hey, there's a question for you, Rudy, right?
Aye.
Who's the best header in the ball of the club? I'll ask you this, right? For a standing start, who is it jumping?
Well, for what I've seen so far, Ox, I've got to give that to Sakala.
And who scored the best headed goal this season?
I think I'd have to give that to Sakala as well.
Against Motherwell?
Aye, that was a cracker. I thought his goal on Sunday was great as well. He gets in front of, got in front of Stryek, didn't he? Got away from wee Jason Holt, who was, I didn't see at the time, but I noticed later on the highlights, was actually holding the back of his jersey.
Was marking me.
But Holt's got the hood of the back of his jersey, that's the thing as well, and he still gets up a brilliant height to get his head on it, power it into the net. Yeah, he's for a guy who's not a very tall player, not a very big player, Ox, he certainly gets springy feet on him.
Yeah, and he's not a bad header of the ball. He's unlike sometimes Goldson, I think, is a really good header of the ball, but there's sometimes he's got his 50-pound seed on, and it just goes anywhere. He heads the ball, but it goes anywhere. Invariably out for a throw in or something. Balogun's a wee bit like that too. But I like the boys anyway.
I mean, Sir Callis came from there, Rudy, and becoming a sort of cult figure, but he's not starting tonight. Alfredo Morelos has got a chance to maybe help right or wrong. Help us right or wrong for 10 days ago, Rudy.
Look, see when Alfredo's on his game ox, there's no better forward to rummel up the defenders, create space, hold the ball up, score, if he gets an opportunity. And I know what you're saying about Roof, who's actually better. He's technically better than Alfredo, but nobody in our team sort of rummels defenders up like Alfredo does. He's brilliant at it, and he fights with them, and he's strong. And we need that Alfredo tonight. He's got to just be on the line, Ox. He can't cross the line. Just play on it and give the defenders a hard time. And that was a problem in the semi-final. We never gave their defenders a hard time to see how they'd react. We played too much in front of them, and hopefully that's not the case tonight. Like a Kent and a Rebo as well, running at them with the ball at their feet,
Well, it was simple for me. Our forwards never fired. Our midfield never played. Our defenders never defended. And our goalie couldn't catch it. So you're always going to be in trouble. Anyway, we've been joined by good Andy. How are we doing, Andrew?
Evening, chaps. Good to hear you again, Bridge.
Well, thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Missed you.
How are things down in Yorkshire?
Oh, murder. I've just come in from laying a line on there right enough. But I'm getting it tough at work at the moment, so I've got my battles to seek down here.
your team down in Yorkshire's playing well. Leeds.
Oh, I'm getting a team down in Yorkshire. Rangers and Rangers reserves.
You're a Leeds man, and everybody knows it.
Yes, away with you. Is it one change from Sunday? Or have I picked up on that line?
Yeah, one change.
One change. So
Davis
it's Davis for Arfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have gone the other way, but we'll go with that. I can see that right enough. Right attitude, as I keep saying, I repeat myself, but we come out, match them, and take it up another notch. Hopefully, I won't say we should. I say hopefully we'll be okay. Shut. Wait.
Oh. What is that? Is that you barking or the dog?
That's the dog. Good one. A little bastard.
It's giving me a low stand through there. I don't think you should be talking to his wife like that, do you, Rudy?
I'm saying nothing, Oxy. I've got a cluck in the ear at some point of a comment on that.
Mrs. Rudy Pearce, a lady. She wouldn't hit you.
You joking? He's threatened me once or twice, Socks, from my gob. You know what I mean?
She knows exactly where to hit him as well, I'll tell you.
I know when Mrs. Bridge hits you, the wallet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, pal.
Aye. Well, I get his point. Everybody sees it slightly different. I thought Stephen Davis was a certainty to start the night, especially with no coming on at all on Sunday,
Aye, I think he's got a good resting Sunday. He should be well up for it tonight, Ox. And maybe we need that sort of stabilising factor in the holding role in the midfield. And there's nobody better than Davis at that when he's on his game, is he? So hopefully he's been rested since the weekend. And the Glenn Kamara, who's sort of the willing sort of holding midfielder who'll do all the running for him, run about him, and stuff like that. I think they're a really good partnership, Kamara and Davis, when the two of them are on it.
I think Andrew's back with us again.
Sorry, just kick the dog. Just kick the dog out of the door. It's not my dog, either. She keeps dropping it half like when she goes for a message and all that. I'm not a pet lover. Not that I've got anything against him, but it's away out the door. Nearly strangled it to get it out,
It's your dog bite? No, it's not my dog.
I tell you. Didn't realise he was sat in the corner there right enough. But there you go. He's away anyway.
He's a Rangers fan and you're kicking him out, for God's sake.
But his eyes are too tight.
Very good.
Right, how's it going for you tonight, Andrew?
Yeah, well, like I say, if we come out with the right attitude, hopefully we will. I think there's we've got a wrong to right there, right enough. And from listening to some of the players and all after it, although we were giving it tight, they were saying themselves that it hurt them the way they played. So I'm expecting Rangers to come and have a right good go at them. I think we need to sort that the guy at the back, that Potty suit right enough, get him really sorted out. But my worry is if him and Morales are at each other, and the ref that we've got tonight, it's about who puts the hardest one on and whether a good walk. I've got to worry about that.
I think Morales is the best way to shut him up is to put the ball in the net.
Correct.
Let him. You keep your discipline and let him lose his.
Yeah, that's the way I would look at it, right enough. But
cheating, beating,
you never know with a Morales, do you? You either get the one that just does that, or you get the one that says, "Right, I've had enough of this," and bang, you get in it. But hopefully, he'll know, and he does what he does. Yeah.
Cheating, beating the night.
I think it is. Aye. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen him there through the week, like yeah.
Oh well. Look, we have to. There's no goal. A referee yet. It's put the ball in the back of the net. We need to score goals, Rudy Bert.
That's it. You take your chances. You put the ball in the back of the net, and a crap referee like Beaton can really have any influence as such on the outcome of the game. You just need to take your chances. There's no use missing a barrel load of chances and then complaining about Beaton. I mean, he's a coward there, referee. Absolute coward. Completely loathed to give Rangers a decision in case he cops it in the papers and all that. He's a total coward there, ref. But if you miss a barrel load of chances, you can't go greeting about the referee after the game, Ox, if that's the case. And if we take our chances tonight, we could have scored another 3-4 at the weekend. If we take our chances tonight, I have no doubt we'll come away with the 3 points tonight, Ox. I really do.
Here, that'll do for me, Bridgman.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We need to do it. We need to watch what we're doing. We need a good, solid defensive line in the midfield, defensive midfielders. They need to do their business. And Davis and Kamara will do that, no problem. I think they'll do that. And that lets the rest of them go on and do it. But we do need Golson and Tavernier not to make the screw-ups that they've been making. Because they'll get punishes. They've got a team, but they'll get some players to punish us. Speed match and so on and so forth. Although Bass is quite quick, I must admit. He's probably the fastest in the defence.
I would think so, mate. I would think so. Big Bassy, I didn't think he was going to impress at centre half, but credit when it's due. Andy, the last 2 games he's been steady, maybe arguably our best player over the 2 games.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like I say, I've got a fondness for him, as I said to you right enough there. I mean, he looked terrible, didn't he, in that first one in the European game. I thought, geez, what's going on here right enough? But he seems to have gone away and knuckled down on whatever he's done there or whoever's spoken to him. He's come back with a bang. He don't look out of place. I just don't know they're not saying it, and then he goes and has one of them tonight right enough. But no, I think that guy can play either left back or I think he can adapt into a central defender as well. Maybe they're working on that, I mean, he's only young. We've got to remember that he's some unit, though, as I keep saying. You wouldn't want to get in trouble on the Saturday night up the road to him coming at you, would you?
You wouldn't knock his pint out in the pub, Andy, would you?
No, definitely not. Well, you'd certainly buy him one back straight away, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Tell you what, you're not getting great prices tonight. I went up and got a 4-0, 4-1, 4-2 on the crazy ones. I only get 20-1 for the 4-0. 20-2 for 4-1, and I got for the 4-2 I got 50-1, so I'll put a fiver on that one just in case that goes, that way. So
So what you're saying,
they're
still strong favourites.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at that. Well, they're poor scores with it. I always go up in the 4s and 5s, for the crazy ones, and they don't give you nothing. And it's not like we've been hitting the back of the rigging, in any great, great strides, have we? No, but certainly not giving you nothing.
It depends what you say. We've scored 13 league goals in the last 3 games. That's not bad.
Well, I keep contradicting myself, though. I forget. Don't forget, I can remember what I did a year ago, but I can't remember the results for last week. Maybe I need to do what you say. Once the games are over, watch them back so I can remember the result.
No, it's not that. When you watch it back a bit sometimes, and you've not got the pressure on you, you actually see that people play differently. Yeah, it's a good point. That is a good point. Shugs is always saying to me, "Well, you need to watch these games back and see what's going on." Sorry, I've seen it live. I know what I'm on about. You need to. And you said the same last night. Shugs right. You don't know what you're on about.
Well, he's always been right about that, right enough. I don't think I've got to 60, to be honest with you, right enough,
He's a wise man, your Shug.
Oh, he's definitely that, all right. I think he's better for not saying in the last week. He's doing all right, actually. He keeps. I keep warming his ears up every now and again for him, right enough, but he's good. He's getting back to where he should be, like, you know. So I would imagine he'll make an appearance at some stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he's right. It's amazing when you see what you see in the heat of battle. We all see that, but when you're calm and you watch it, sometimes you just see it slightly different. You go, he done better than I thought, or I didn't realise how poor he was. It's different when you're not watching it in the heat of the battle.
Yeah, you've got a point, because, like you say, he might have been absolutely fantastic for 70 minutes. He makes gets 2 balls away in that 5 minutes, and you go, "What the hell are you doing?" You have a point. There's no, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I just find it hard to when it's not live. I find it hard to watch.
It's a different watch. It's a different watch for the
You take all the emotion out of the game once you know what the result is, you know. So you take the emotion out of it, you sit and watch it. I think you probably sit and watch it, Ox, with a more sort of analytical eye as well, whereas you get caught up in the passion of the game, the emotion. You're up and down. I don't know about you, but I'm up and down. I'm shouting at the telly, the dog's away hiding in the bedroom and all that. You get it, right? And, you know, I'm getting off my nut at the telly and all that. Then later on, you know, maybe next day when I'll sit down and watch it again, and you tend to see things a wee bit clearer, Ox, without the emotion, definitely.
Well, I think half the population of the world, the Rangers fans, are gutted. They didn't realise you were so violent. Volatile. You were a real cosy guy, nice and easy.
Bridge, honestly, I am. The only time I shout at the telly is when Rangers are on it.
That's exactly that.
That's because he's not allowed to watch it any other time.
Oh dear.
Rudy's watching all these LA estate agents.
Oh, shall I tell you what she likes? All this the housewife stuff. Oh my God. Oh, she's an expert in that. She could do that. What's that program?
Don't you get caught googling housewives, mate? You end up in trouble.
Oh, brilliant.
You should be wondering what I've been up to.
Just get Fox to send you the links.
Right, okay.
Right, Andy, how's it going to go tonight?
I think again, like if we come out with the right attitude, it seems like I repeat myself all the time, but I like, you know what I like to go with. I like Rangers to get a goal at 15-20 and then follow it with another one. That settles us down, hopefully, and then we go. I really want to punish these tonight, you know, I really do. I think they were very cheeky after the game as well, you know, with the T-shirt kick and all that. Like, so, come on, let's have it, you know what I mean? But yeah, go and get the first goal, show the intent that we're going to get about them, and follow it with that second win. Hopefully we'll have a great night, and the aftermatch show will be brilliant because we were, you know, gone 7 clear, you know. So hopefully that's in my cycle. But I will take a bridge, obviously. I'm not kidding on that. Anything that we come out of that 1-0 with, a bit of a hard watch when if it's at 1-0 and we score early doors and we're hanging on right to the end there, like, but I'd take it now to get the 3 points, definitely. Any result. You know?
It's one of these places in the course of a season, Bridgeman, where you take a bridge.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt about that for me.
Yeah.
All them games.
It's one of these places where, let's be honest, traditionally we get a hard game. We know that, and we don't take a Bridgeman.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I go for the 1-0 because that's the least we need to do to win. Don't mean play-wise, I mean score-wise. I want my team to come out and absolutely murder everybody else. And fortunately for me, most of the times that I've seen my team, they've actually done just that. Maybe not scored as many goals as we would like, of course, but at least we've played good football most of the times. But I don't like Hibs. I absolutely hate them. And I think that we're a better team than them. We're a far better club than them. They've got absolutely nothing, in my opinion, absolutely nothing, other than hatred for Rangers. That's all they've got. It's what keeps them going. Sorry, I'm ranting again.
Yeah, don't worry, you're good at it. You know, but you're right. It is a place historically where we take a 1-0 result every day of the week. Midfield, it looks as if it's a 4-2-3-1. the same formation as we played against the Czech team last Thursday, Andy?
Yeah, that looks like he's lining up. Like I can never get my head around these 4-2. I know what you're saying, all this modern stuff. Like, you know, I just look at where the players go and what they're doing right enough. But yeah, it looks that way right enough. Like you said, with the games with the Hibs and all that, like, you can go back many years, and a lot of them were always 1-0. I remember when we beat them on Christmas Day many years back. Colin Steen scored one. My mother had actually set the dinner out and they didn't realise I'd run away to go to the game. I got a right hiding for that when I got back right enough, but there you go. But they were always traditionally hard games.
I think that was the last Christmas Day game ever. 1970, was it? 1971, something like that?
Yeah, I think there was about 30,000 there that day, you know. Christmas Day, that's some trend, isn't it, for a Christmas? Mind you, we never really celebrated Christmas. It may have been a New Year, like, you know. But
that's when things started changing. We became a bit more civilised.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Bridges went for a bridge. Andy's went for some crazy results.
The proper score, also, I would like to say 2-0, maybe 2. It could be 2-1, but as long as we get that one goal more than them, that's all I'm bothered about, you know.
All right. Ryan Kent and Hadji playing slightly wider. Rudy Bear?
I looks like it, Ox, yeah. Sort of 3 at the front with Alfredo in front of them. I'm going to go for a 3-1. I'm hoping that we get the first goal or 2 again. I don't know. I think with the pace of Boyle and Nisbet, and, well, Boyle, he likes to chuck his cell about the place, doesn't he, on the edge of that 18-yard box and all, throw his cell about. But I think Nisbet's a really good player. I think he's always capable of scoring. So I'm going to go for a 3-1, and the last 2 games we've scored the first goal or 2. So hopefully we can keep that up the night as well, Ox, you know. That would be good. I'd love a clean sheet as well, though, and then that way you could just take a Bridgeman. If it was a Bridgeman tonight, I'd be totally happy with that, Ox, because going to these kind of places, playing the kind of players and teams that you play when you go here, and it's the same when you go to Pittodrie and places like that, it's all about just getting the points, Ox. That's all it's about. By hook or by crook, you just need to go and get the points, you know. So, but I'm going to go for a 3-1 tonight.
Good score.
Aye, I get you, Rudy, and I agree with you. These are runs that I suppose all away games are potential banana skins, Bridgeman.
Yeah, most assuredly. Easter Road is famous for us having a banana skin moment in these places. My thoughts were running along the lines of how many yellow and red cards are going tonight. Because the way the stories are going, it sounds as if it's a bit of a grudge match, you know. They're making it out to be a grudge match. And I don't see why it would be a grudge match. They beat us, and that's all there was to it. They beat us. It wasn't as if we caused our own downfall. So, you know, when they start to blame anybody else but ourselves for getting knocked out in the semi-final. So I don't understand what a grudge match is.
There was nothing contentious in the whole game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think they're under the impression, Bridge, they've got some kind of rivalry with Rangers. It's a load of... It's nonsense. There's no rivalry.
I've got a theory on that. I think that's the press just making it up, because there's nothing happening in Scottish football. Nothing at all. So whenever Rangers are involved in anything, they want it to be the wrong side of it for us anyway. And they just build this crap up. Hibs are a better team than Rangers. All this crap, you know.
Aye.
And they know fine well it's not the truth.
Well, if we play Andy, we win. We didn't play Andy, so we didn't win.
Well, that's it. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, like you've always said, you repeatedly say that, you know, we play, we win. I think we will. You know, I'm not going to say, because you never know what Rangers are going to turn up, but I think the fact that a new manager, and, you know, it's quite a big pitch this, so he likes his width there, so if we can draw them out and get behind them, you know, that's where we can do them. I'm pretty sure of that. As for them, I'm afraid if it comes to a battle, really, to be honest with you, with some of our players, have we got battlers in the team that like we used to have battlers? No, I don't think we have. But we've got skill and we've got guile. If we use it and we play the right way, we've got enough to take them out.
If they can't battle, how have they only lost one league game in 55 then?
Yeah, well, again, give me a break for a minute, will you? I just say it as I say it, right enough. You always give me these stats, don't you?
You walk straight in there, Andy. You walk straight in there.
Jeez, I tell you what, I'd hate to be your enemy, Ox. Honestly, I really would.
How do you think I let you come on here, Andy?
No, so you can. No, I won't say play because that don't sound right. So you can take the mickey out of me.
No, but listen, it's true. I get what you're saying. We're not a physical side. That's correct.
No.
Rudy, innit? But that's arguably the best run at a Rangers group of players has ever had in league games. Ever.
Yeah.
I was out having a walk with my mate this afternoon and the dog, and
There's a name for that, but carry on.
We were talking about that this afternoon. The meltdown because we'd lost sort of one game in a run of 55 games, and it's ridiculous to think that that's the case, but it's just who we are as Rangers supporters. We don't want to lose any game, Ox. That's the problem. And then when you get a performance, for instance, like the semi-final against them, you get a performance like that, it sort of starts to confirm what you might be thinking in your head about certain players. I mean, I was all for thinking that Alan McGregor, that was that. It was time to, start getting Alan a cushion on the bench for a wee while and all that. And then you seen his last two performances, it was brilliant, so... It kind of shows. I mean, I'm sitting on my couch in my living room talking to you about a Rangers game. It shows how much I know about football. Calvin Bassey was excellent in the last couple of games. Tav was really good at the weekend as well. Morelos was great against Sparta. I thought got 2 goals. And this is, you've got to get dips in form, Ox, with this team. You're going to get dips in form individually and collectively. And it's just one of the things. What you need is a good run of games. Hopefully, you put enough points on the board now in the next few weeks. Because this is going to be a tough few weeks for us coming up. We put enough points so that when we get into after the winter break, we're still ahead of them. We're still well ahead. Hopefully, by the time that happens.
It's going to be hard to stay there if you look at it all right enough. We're then having the 7. If we're not up for it, it can quite easily return. That's my worry. But I think we will be,
Yeah, you've got to be up for it, Andy. That's the thing, You stay at the top of that table, you've got to be up for it. There's some tough games. There's Pittodrie, the night you've got this lot, you've got Pittodrie, all right, get Dundee at home, but you'd expect us to take the 3 points there, wouldn't you, really? You've got Hearts at Tynecastle, you've got St Johnstone at home, Dundee United at home, St Mirren at home. We should be taking 3 points, Andy, in all their games.
Yeah, I agree with it. I agree with the M games, but they are the ones that you mentioned. They were potentially banana skins. I think if we can come through them, so that'll be your second stand at 10 there. Then after the May-Day break, we're coming in majority of the games at M. So if we can go in at least 4 in front after the May-Day game, then it's set up for us to really go, because the third part of the league is where you get yourself right in the position to go and take it.
Let's go 9 points clear of Hearts tonight, and then see how they go on tomorrow night. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the game. I think our players they're desperate to put on a show after that performance in the Cup Bridge, man, and they react well, this group of players, bizarrely.
Yeah, I think if we look back and be a wee bit more genteel towards the players, you would say what happened with the manager leaving. There was should be able to do what they need to do.
Cheers, Bridge. You're quite quiet, mate. I don't know if it's just me or Rudy. You get the same?
I got the same as well. Yeah.
Yes, you're very quiet, mate. Maybe for mountain of Clazy, can he? Right, so you went for 3-1. Andy, you went for 3-1 as well, didn't you?
2-1.
2-1.
2-1, I went. Yeah, 2-0 or 2-1. And obviously the dash scores late enough.
All right, I'll go for 2-0 the Rangers. There you go. How's that grab you, Rudy Bear?
I feel that.
That would be good, Ox. I'd take that right now. Absolutely.
1-0 for me. 1-0 for me, please.
Some things never change, yeah?
He's consistent, though, Ox. That's the thing. He's
very consistent. Very, very consistent. Is that correct, Rich?
Yes, consistently rotten, my wife says. Consistently rotten.
Every time you phone him, Mrs. Bridges gear him into a row for something.
Oh, for God's sake, don't remind me, you. Don't. Can you speak? No.
Phone me back when I'm off the naughty step. All right.
I've got one in my house, Bridge. You're in good company, don't worry about it.
Oh my God. I bet you and you like every single one of us Rangers fan are all the same. If they're married, they're in a lot of trouble. No matter what they do, they're in a lot of trouble.
Well, I got the blue light last week, because like I say, I'm having murders at work. It's as long as you don't swear, Andy, go for it. I said, you sure? You letting me off the leash? Aye, on you go. Well, boy, I've had some fun this week. Not great, but I've had some fun. The old Andy was actually there, so and a lot of people haven't liked it, but we'll see where it takes us, Didn't swear anyway, so get the bagging.
Just told you this media training you're getting's working for you.
Aye, it's working. I've been very calm the last 2 or 3 nights, Alec don't like it, by the way. He said it's all a act. So.
Oh, he got last night or the night before he got it tight, didn't he?
Aye, got last night. Aye. He said he was listening right enough. You see, when you've got and the white flags are up, when he doesn't come back and answer you, he's done. He's toast. He has to go away and look at his wee blue book there and see what lines he's got to come back the following night,
Oh, dear.
There's a bit of evil in that there.
What was that one?
Oh.
What was that one, Terry? About a fat pork, that was funny.
Oh. So he's a good guy, though, right enough. He gives me some
Big
he's mad. Yeah, keeps me up till about 4 and 5 every bloody Saturday morning, and then she's shouting at me, "You need to get up to these your grandly." And say, I can't drive anywhere. I'm sloshed. Honestly, can you ask him? Tell you, honestly, I've never drank so much since I come across him. He's just having another. You want to see the size of these vodkas he pours, man? I'm telling you, unbelievable.
It was a translender, wasn't it? That's what it was.
Oh, that was the one, yeah. Well, he actually said in the messenger, he said, I seen what you were up to, so be prepared.
Oh dear, right, okay. Last word for you, Andy.
Yeah, come on, let's all get together, get on the right sheet, and let's go on a wee run now and set a marker down to them, and come on, let's have it. I'm feeling it. I'm getting the battle fever's coming. I'll get a couple of wee drinks to go along with it tonight, I think.
Yeah, Rudy Bear.
Aye, traditionally, this team's been good at coming back and going on a good run. Andy's right, when they get a dodgy result. So this is the time to do it. This tough set of games coming up for us in the next few weeks, starting off with the Nighthawks. A wee 3-1-1 or a wee 1-0 will do me lovely.
Yeah, there is something wrong with Scottish football. This is my 3rd out of 4th games away from home. I don't know who does the fixtures, but are they random? I don't know. Bridgeman, over to you, mate.
Even random could they do them like that, that's for sure. I just say, seriously, tonight, marvellous show, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm so pleased to be back. And for me, it's a bit of sanity. I'm sitting here listening to some sensible people talking sensible stuff about the best team in the world. That's all I can say. Can I say to everybody, all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans here on Rangers Radio, this biggest game of the season. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers and get up there and beat them. Keep it going.
You just remember this, Bridge, there ain't no sanity clause. Right, okay. We're going to go and get rid of the game. Thanks to Bridge. Thanks to Rudy. Thanks to Andy. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. If you've got a couple of minutes, sign my petition. It's gone from strength to strength. And get in traction on social media. We'll get it out there more and more. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the ball game. We'll be back at Foxhole 15 minutes after the final whistle, celebrating the Rangers victory. Take it away, Old School Blue.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from dear old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Tigress Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yeah, it's Harry. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yeah, it's R-A-N-G-E-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, then I set your mind at rest. Oh yeah, it's R-A-N-G-E-R-N-S. The boys in blue, the five side of Scotland's very best. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yeah, it's R-A-N-G-E-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yeah, it's R-A-N-G-E-R-N-S. The boys in blue are my side of